God calls certain men to be his instruments, his ambassadors, his representatives, and the channels of grace to benefit the rest of the world. The Catholic priesthood was instituted by Christ at the Last Supper as a means by which those men whom he calls to stand in his place carry on his ministry in the world through his church. Pope St. John Paul II once said, "A priest is a man who offers his whole humanity to God so that God might use him as an instrument of salvation." God ordains men to serve as Christ came to serve, and to lead people to their greatest good. The priest is called to be a witness of Christ to the flock that has been entrusted to him as their shepherd. He is the minister of sacraments, proclaimer of the word, teacher of the faith, and steward of the church. The early pioneers who settled in the Wendelin area brought with them a deep devotion to their Catholic faith that was instilled into the generations that followed. Guided by this devotion and being open to God's calling in their own life, many sons from Holy Cross have entered the seminary to discern their vocation or God's calling in their life. Since the founding of the parish, 10 sons of Holy Cross have taken up the mission of the parish to praise the Father, encounter the Son, and live the Spirit through ordination into the Holy Priesthood. Charles Silas Nix was born September 2, 1878 in Clay County, Illinois, the son of Jacob Nix and Maria Wolfe. Charles was baptized March 4, 1879 at Holy Cross by Reverend Molitor with godparents Silas and Regina Nix, his uncle and aunt. Shortly after his baptism, the family moved to Kansas and eventually to the Chicago area, as his father, a blacksmith and welder, followed work. Charles attended St. Martin's Parochial School in Chicago, St. Lawrence Seminary High School in Mount Calvary, Wisconsin, and studied philosophy and theology at St. Francis de Sales Seminary in Milwaukee. Reverend Charles S. Nix was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on July 11, 1903, by Most Reverend James Edward Quigley, Archbishop of Chicago, becoming the first son of Holy Cross to enter the priesthood. Following ordination, Father Nix celebrated his first solemn Mass on July 17, 1903 at St. Martin's on Princeton Avenue in Chicago. When the Diocese of Rockford was established in 1908, Father Nix was named assistant at St. Joseph's in Aurora, Illinois. A self-named brick-and-mortar priest, Father Nix built a church and school at St. Peter and Paul Parish in Virgil, Illinois, after he was assigned there in 1909. Father Nix was described as a man that could butcher a beef, cut hair, play the organ, lay brick, and pound nails without losing the dignity of a man who could forgive sins, change bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ, and teach school. Beginning August 10, 1921, Father Nix was assigned to St. Mary's in McHenry, Illinois. A pioneer and a builder, he undertook the rebuilding of the church and rectory that had been destroyed by a fire, as well as a school and convent that were built during his 39 years at St. Mary's. For many years, he would serve as a diocesan consultor. For his years of service to the church, Father Nix was named a papal chamberlain with the title of Very Reverend Monsignor on April 18, 1935. On December 21, 1944, he was honored by Pope Pius XII with the office of Domestic Prelate and the title of Right Reverend Monsignor. Father Nix passed away on October 4, 1960. The funeral mass was celebrated at St. Mary's in McHenry, Illinois, with burial in the church cemetery. Joseph Melchior Feldmann was born May 24, 1891 in Evansville, Indiana, the son of Joseph Feldman and Walburga Weber. He was the grandson of Joseph and Catherine Weber. Around the time Joseph was 3 years old, his family moved to the Wendelin area, where his mother and her family had immigrated to in 1872 when they arrived from Germany. Joseph's family would later move to the St. Louis area. During his teenage years, Joseph served as a grocery clerk in St. Louis. He would graduate from St. Louis Roman Catholic Theology Seminary in Shrewsbury. Reverend Joseph M. Feldman was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on June 8, 1924 by Most Reverend Henry J. Altoff, Bishop of Belleville, becoming the first Belleville diocesan priest from Holy Cross. Following ordination, Father Feldman served for a short period of time at St. Peter's Cathedral and as pastor of St. Leo's Church in Modoc, Illinois. Father Feldman was a frequent visitor to Holy Cross in the Wendelin area, often staying with relatives and maintaining close ties with family members. Ill health caused Father Feldman to retire early, and he took up residency at the Providence home in Jasper, Indiana. Father Feldman passed away on January 15, 1961. The funeral mass was celebrated at St. Peter's Cathedral in Belleville, with burial in St. John the Baptist Catholic Cemetery in Red Bud, Illinois. Henry William Nix was born February 26, 1887 in Clay County, Illinois, the youngest son of Silas Nix and Regina Desch. Named after both his paternal great-grandfather as well as his uncle, Reverend Heinrich Nix, who was a Roman Catholic priest in Germany. Henry's maternal grandparents, Adam and Maria Desch, donated the land and were instrumental in the founding of St. John's, the first Catholic church in the Wendelin area. Henry was baptized in 1887 at St. John's Church by Reverend Henry Adder and received the sacrament of confirmation at Holy Cross on June 3, 1900. After attending school in the Wendelin area, Henry studied at Quincy College in Quincy, Illinois, and attended St. John's Home Mission Seminary in Little Rock, Arkansas. Reverend Henry W. Nix was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on May 29, 1926, by Most Reverend John Baptist Morris, Bishop of Little Rock, at St. Andrew's Cathedral in Little Rock, Arkansas. Father Nix served as a diocesan priest for the Diocese of Little Rock. Following ordination, he served as assistant at St. Roman's Mission House in Jonesboro, Arkansas. In 1927, he was appointed pastor of the Perry County missions, including St. Elizabeth, St. Boniface, and St. Francis of Assisi. In 1931, he was appointed pastor of St. John's the Baptist Church in Engelberg. In 1934, for a year, he was appointed to St. Raphael's Orphanage near Pine Bluff before returning to St. John's in Engelberg. At Engelberg, Father Nix oversaw the construction of a new rectory and donated the more spacious framed rectory built in 1928 to the Alventon Benedict sisters to use for a home while they educated the youth of the parish. The St. John's parish flourished under the leadership of Father Nix. Following a prolonged illness, Father Nix passed away on November 8, 1943, and was buried in the Holy Cross Cemetery in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Frederick Finnbarker was born December 18, 1896 in Wendelin, Illinois, the son of John Finnbarker and Veronica Kistner. He was baptized on December 22, 1896 by Reverend Roth at Holy Cross. Frederick grew up in the Holy Cross Parish and would receive the sacrament of confirmation in June of 1909. Frederick attended public schools in Wendelin and St. Joseph's in Rensselaer, Indiana. He would study at the University of Notre Dame, University of Illinois, DePaul University, and the Catholic University of America, where he received a master's in history. Frederick attended St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio, and was incorporated as a member of the Missionaries of the Precious Blood. Reverend Frederick Lawrence Finnbarker was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on May 17, 1928, by Most Reverend John T. McNicholas, Archbishop of Cincinnati. Following ordination, Father Finnbarker celebrated his first solemn Mass on May 20, 1928, at Holy Angels Church in Gary, Indiana. Beginning in 1928, Father Finnbarker served as professor of history at St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer, Indiana. He would serve in that position for the next 31 years. Father Finnbarker, in addition to his various other duties at the college, served as Director of Religious Brothers of the Precious Blood and as St. Joseph's Vice President for many years. Highly active in sports during his own college years, Father Finnbarker served as an active member of St. Joseph's Athletic Board. Father Finnbarker had been in failing health for several years and passed away in the early morning hours of Christmas Eve, 1959. The funeral mass was celebrated at St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio, with burial in the community cemetery. Urban Otto Iffert was born March 4, 1908 in Wendelin, Illinois, the son of Killian Iffert and Rosalia Kinsler. He grew up in the Holy Cross Parish and would receive the sacrament of confirmation on June 14, 1922. After attending school in the Wendelin area, Urban entered the seminary on December 3, 1933, and was incorporated as a member of the Missionaries of the Precious Blood. Reverend Urban Otto Iffert was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on May 1, 1938, by Most Reverend George Raring, Auxiliary Bishop of Cincinnati, at the St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio. The Holy Cross parishioners honored him by celebrating his ordination with a big first Mass and dinner. Father Iffert served as assistant pastor at St. Thomas in Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Mary's in Centerville, Iowa. He was named pastor at St. Francis of Rome in Holly, Colorado for 7 years before returning to St. Mary's in Centerville. In 1958, Father Iffert was appointed as chaplain at St. Catherine's Hospital in Garden City, Kansas. On May 24, 1958, Father Iffert sent Bishop Franz the following note: "I'm grateful for the faculties of the Dodge City Diocese, and I'm happy to be approved by Your Excellency as chaplain of St. Catherine's Hospital. This appointment is exactly what the doctor prescribed for the present, and I'm happy with everything here. The sisters murder me with kindness." Father Iffert's pastorates included St. Ledger's in Germantown, Missouri, Immaculate Conception in Montrose, Missouri, and St. Michael's in Collier, Kansas. In 1981, he took up residency at St. Peter's Rectory in Marshall, Missouri, as a retiree and ready to help when needed. The following year, he moved to Carthagena, Ohio. Father Iffert passed away on December 9, 1988. The funeral mass was celebrated at St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio, with burial in the community cemetery. William Anthony Volk was born August 1, 1921 in Jasper County, Illinois, the son of William Volk and Sophia Dorn. He grew up in the Holy Cross Parish. William would attend school in the Wendelin area and attended St. Joseph's in Rensselaer, Indiana. Following that, he attended St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio. He received a Bachelor's of Music degree from the Gregorian Institute of America and the University of Montreal. He entered the Missionaries of the Precious Blood on December 3, 1945. Reverend William Anthony Volk was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on May 18, 1950, by Most Reverend George Raring, Auxiliary Bishop of Cincinnati, at the St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio. Father Volk taught music and Latin at the Brunadell Seminary in Canton, Ohio for 11 years. Beginning in 1961, he did his graduate work in sacred music and liturgy in Rome at the Pontifical Institute of Sacred Music. Upon returning to the United States, he joined the faculty of St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio, as a professor of liturgy, music, and homiletics until the seminary closed. He kept busy for the next few years in various music and liturgy-related tasks for the Archdiocese of Cincinnati. He served as the national president of the Catholic Music Educators Association for 5 years. Beginning in 1971, he would serve for 24 years in various ministries for the Missionaries of the Precious Blood at its headquarters in Rome. From 1971 to 1983, Father Volk was Vice Moderator General and General Counselor in the General Curia, the administrative body for the Missionaries of the Precious Blood, also serving as Secretary General and Procurator for the General Curia. Father Volk continued to reside in Rome after 1983, working for the General Secretary of the Union of Superiors General. During the summer of 1995, Father Volk returned to the United States to continue his work as a senior member and continued to work for the Missionaries of the Precious Blood in his own way and his own style. Father Volk passed away on May 26, 1998. The funeral mass was held at St. Charles Seminary in Carthagena, Ohio, with burial in the community cemetery. Wilbert John Iffert was born December 20, 1923 in Wendelin, Illinois, the son of William Iffert and Barbara Kuhl. He grew up in Wendelin and Belleville. After high school, Wilbert entered the Society of Mary in 1941, completed a Bachelor's of Education at the University of Dayton, and taught high school in San Antonio, Texas, and St. Louis, Missouri. He completed his seminary studies at the St. Louis Preparatory Seminary and St. Paul's Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota. Reverend Wilbert John Iffert was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on June 3, 1952, by Most Reverend Albert R. Zurowitz, Bishop of Belleville. Following his ordination, Father Iffert celebrated his first solemn Mass on June 5, 1952, at Holy Cross Church in Wendelin. Father Iffert served as a diocesan priest for the Diocese of Belleville. He taught at Mater Dei High School in Breeze and served in several parishes, including Sacred Heart in DuQuoin, Our Lady of Good Counsel in Renault, St. Pius V in Walsh, St. Edward's in Fairfield, St. Sebastian in Mount Carmel, St. Mary's in Harrisburg, St. Francis de Sales in Stoneford, and St. Joseph in Equality. Father Iffert retired in January of 1990 and moved to Mount Vernon, where he assisted at St. Mary's Parish and St. Mary's Good Samaritan Hospital. During those 23 years in Mount Vernon, he offered Mass at more than a dozen parishes and assisted the pastor of St. Mary's Catholic Church faithfully. Father Iffert also helped found several Alcoholics Anonymous chapters throughout southern Illinois and ministered to prisoners in the local correctional facilities. Known to many as Father Bert, he was known to hear confessions and grant absolution at the local McDonald's or Hardee's, and visited with every child and parent at the local Denny's restaurant. Father Iffert considered everyone his sweetheart and reminded each one, God loves you. Father Iffert passed away on December 7th, 2012. The funeral mass was held at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Mount Vernon, with burial at the Holy Cross Cemetery in Wendelin. Marvin C. Volk was born April 1st, 1947, the son of Edmund Volk and Anna Fehlbarker. He grew up in the Holy Cross Parish and attended school at Wendelin. Following grade school, Marvin attended St. Henry's Preparatory Seminary in Belleville for 4 years and Lewis University in Romeoville, earning a bachelor's in psychology. Marvin attended graduate school and major seminary at Notre Dame Seminary in New Orleans, Louisiana, graduating with a Master's of Divinity and a Master's of Arts in Systematic Theology. Reverend Marvin C. Volk was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on Saturday, January 5, 1974, at St. Peter's Cathedral by Most Reverend Albert R. Zurowitz, Bishop of Belleville. On January 6, the newly ordained priest presided at a Mass of Thanksgiving at the Holy Cross Church in Wendelin. The Mass was followed with a reception and a buffet lunch in the parish hall. Monsignor Volk has served as a diocesan priest in a number of parishes in the Diocese of Belleville, and is currently the pastor of St. James Parish in Millstadt. Stephen A. Rudolfi was born February 5, 1949, the son of Melvin Rudolfi and Helen Klingler. He grew up in the Holy Cross Parish and attended school in Wendelin. After grade school, he attended St. Henry's Preparatory Seminary in Belleville for 2 years, then completed high school at West Richland Community High School in Noble, where he was valedictorian of his graduating class in 1967. Stephen then attended Only Central College and Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, receiving a bachelor's and master's in education. He taught mathematics for 2 years at East Richland High School in Olney before entering St. Meinrad Seminary and School of Theology in St. Meinrad, Indiana, where he received a Master's of Divinity. He was ordained a deacon on June 7, 1978, in his home parish of Holy Cross. Reverend Stephen A. Rudolfi was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on June 2, 1979, at St. Peter's Cathedral, alongside Reverend James Bierster, a fellow native of Wendelin, by Most Reverend William Cosgrove, Bishop of Belleville. A celebration Mass was held on June 3rd at Holy Cross, with both newly ordained priests co-celebrating. A large crowd attended, with a dinner in the parish hall following the celebration. Father Rudolfi served as a diocesan priest in a number of parishes in the Belleville Diocese for many years. He is currently retired. James A. Bierster was born August 7, 1953, the son of Harold Bierster and Rose Radke. He grew up in the Holy Cross Parish and attended school in Wendelin. In 1971, he graduated from St. Henry's Preparatory Seminary in Belleville. He received his bachelor's in philosophy from Quincy University while attending Our Lady of Angels Franciscan Seminary in Quincy. After 4 years of theology at St. Meinrad Seminary and School of Theology in St. Meinrad, Indiana, James received a Master's of Divinity. Reverend James A. Bierster was ordained into the Holy Priesthood on June 2, 1979, at St. Peter's Cathedral in Belleville, alongside fellow Wendelin native Reverend Stephen Rudolfi, by Most Reverend William Cosgrove, Bishop of Belleville. Following the ordination, a celebratory Mass was held on June 3rd at Holy Cross, with both newly ordained priests, Father Rudolfi and Father Bierster, co-celebrating. Monsignor Bierster has served as a diocesan priest in a number of parishes in the Belleville Diocese, and is currently the pastor of both St. Boniface Church in Germantown and St. Cecilia Parish in Bartelso. Our rural parish is immensely proud of the sons of Holy Cross that Christ has called to the priesthood. Christ has chosen these men and is still calling people today to fulfill his divine promise and be a part of the history of salvation.